to do. And as a AAA game, that's not good enough. It's lazy. I don't like the business practices of it either. So for me...
Oh man. Oh, what a dipshit. What, did he play the game for like 3 seconds before... Hold on. Well, this is going to be a bit of a different video, because I just saw one of the funniest reviews of Rainbow Six yet. Normally this wouldn't be enough of a reason to make a video, but this guy has 138,000 subscribers and makes over $3,500 a month. I don't know about you, but when 785 people are giving someone that amount per month, you'd expect that person to put a little bit of effort into a review and understand how the video game industry works. So let's begin. Again, I advise you to go watch the videos. I'll be cutting together a lot of his points to try and keep this video short and to the point, and I don't want to be accused of cherry picking. Anyway, he starts out the video by reading through information about the game and season passes, which on its own would be fairly normal, if a bit out of context, but if you just watch the first 1 minute 30 of the video, you'll pretty much understand how the rest of the video is going to go down.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is the up-and-coming installment of... No, this doesn't even sound right. It's not up-and-coming, it's been out f***ing years. We're going to not read the words, guys. Maybe we should read the words of the season pass. Protect and serve with the Thermite Military Police set. 8 exclusive headgear customizations. Wow, f***ing hell. 8 exclusive uniforms. An R6 carbon charm. And 600 R6 credits to purchase more in-game shite. Wow. But not only that, guys, you get perks. You get 7-day early access to each season's new operators so that you can be better than the people that don't earn as much money as you. 10% discount in the Gullible in-game shop. 5% renown boost to unlock more shite faster. 2 extra daily challenges. More than the scrubs who don't have a fucking job.
That first point may seem a bit odd, as it's more of a comment on the character that he's playing for the video, but it links back to what I highlighted in the intro. He's disabled comments for the video, effectively destroying any discussion on why the entire review is bollocks, but there was a follow-up video, he took it down, where he lists his reasons for why he disabled the comments, and the one that I can remember clearly is that he felt he was being trolled and attacked. I mean, I don't know about you, but when you're giving a negative review on a game which has a reasonable following, you can expect a little hostility, especially when you start calling them gullible idiots who pay for things twice.
First, starting with the graphics, I can't remember whether this had a FOV slider back when I reviewed it, but the FOV slider is a bit disappointing. It only goes to 90, which is just not enough. It's just not enough. I'm sorry, it needs to go further than this. So that was my first gripe with it.
And what a gripe it is. Funnily enough, if he'd played a bit more of the game, he could have found more faults in the graphics, like how the game handles lighting and just the general performance. Still, I guess I agree with him on this point.
Another thing that annoyed me was that they don't seem to have fixed any of the major bugs.
Huh. I guess this review did come out before the Hibana fix was out. I wonder what he thinks is a major bug, though.
In the first mission that I went into, since I've revisited this, I saw that same old bug that when you die, your body falls to the floor, but your gun doesn't. Also as well, sometimes your body doesn't fall. I mean, you've got people who are sitting up, rigor mortis sets in fucking 10 seconds.
Missed it by that much. Could have mentioned anything from being able to teleport behind Montague's shield to Sledge's hammer taking 2 hits to destroy walls. Still, I guess he has a point. I wonder what he could say to make me regret saying that.
Pass. They're happy to fill the shop. The Gullible shop. They're called a shop. It's the Gullible shop for gullible people. They're happy to fill that with tripe, but they won't fix the bugs that are a problem in this game.
What? It was at this point I really realised he had no idea what he's talking about. His point here is that he hates the fact that instead of fixing bugs and problems with the game, that they're instead just producing cosmetics and skins for the Gullible in-game shop. To oversimplify the whole process, in game development there are multiple groups of people working together on a single game. The only groups we really need to focus on here are the group of artists and modelers, and the group of coders and testers. The coders and testers right now are working on fixing the bugs in the game and working out why certain things don't work the way they're meant to. But of course the artists can't help with that because they don't know how to code. So instead of sitting on their ass being paid for doing nothing all day, they're instead tasked with producing cosmetics and skins for people to buy if they actually want to spend money on a game they enjoy.
Another sad omission from this game is the lack of content. It doesn't even have a single player campaign.
Yeah, I guess the lack of a single-player campaign will be a deal-breaker for some, but there are a great deal more who only pick up games for the multiplayer so that they can play with their friends and meet new people. I think my favourite statistic is that only like 19% of players completed Call of Duty Black Ops' campaign, and only 17% of Battlefield 3 players had finished theirs. Personally, I don't really think a campaign is needed. There are only so many ways you can tell a story where your goal is to gun your way through people before it gets repetitive. As an extension to this point, a great number of games have come out that have been massive commercial successes even though they lack a campaign, from CSGO and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds to Rocket League and Overwatch.
You know, it's good fun. It's a fun game to play. My gripe is not with the gameplay. I love the gameplay, just running around, sneaking into buildings, breaching through doors, walls. There's lots of cool abilities. The problem is, when you buy the game, you don't have access to it. You've paid for it, but you're not allowed to play with it. No. You have to unlock it with renown. Now, you can buy the game cheaper. You can now buy the starter edition for $11.99. Now, if you do that, you get 4 operatives and the base game, which is all the maps. But to unlock the new operatives, it's 12,500 renown. yeah, that's right, 12,500 renown. Which beggars the question, hang on, why is it that if you pay $11.99, you have to spend 12,500 renown, but if you pay $35.99, you still have to spend 1,000? Why don't we get them free? We've paid for the fuckers. It's part of the game. But you can go to the shop and buy some. Yeah, you can buy renown, guys. You can buy it. You can actually buy it. So basically, that's why I call it the gullible shop. It's for gullible people who pay for things twice. Next time you go shopping in the supermarket and the cashier's beeping all your stuff, beep, beep, beep. Imagine if she then put half of your shopping into a separate bag and put that down on the floor next to her and said, you can't have that. It's yours, but you're not allowed to eat that. But if you want, you can run round the shop, another 20 shopping trips, and then you'll unlock this can of beans. Or, give me some more money now and I'll give you the can of beans that you've already paid for, and you can use it. How's that? See, you might laugh, but that's exactly the fucking same as what you're doing with games like this.
I skipped a little bit here and cut a little bit out to try and make the point that he's trying to make clearer, but basically he's saying, oh, you pay for the game, so why don't you just get all of the operators immediately? To which I would raise the question, why the hell do you think? I mean, the renown system is what you and I would call a progression system. It allows you to learn the ins and outs of each character as you unlock them, each individual reaction between special abilities. The analogy used in this clip is what makes me laugh the most, because it really shows how little he knows about video games. I can imagine him playing Mario, and as soon as he spawns into World 1-1 and realizes he can't immediately fight Bowser without going through each level first and gaining the little power-ups if you must, he would say something along the lines of, oh, I paid for the game, why can't I just skip straight to Bowser? Along with that point, he also complains that there's a cheaper version of the game, where instead of the regular 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 renown thing, which he gets wrong throughout the video, by the way, all of the prices of the operators are instead 12,500. He complains that there's a trade-off where, in return for getting the game for cheaper, you must play for longer to get the characters. I feel like I need my own annoying bell whenever I make a counterpoint to this video. How about...
That was easy.
Is it better that you don't have all these operatives as you start to play the game? Is there a reason? A gameplay reason? Hang on. Why would that make the game bad if I had all the operatives unlocked from the beginning? Let me just think about this. So, I'm starting a multiplayer game. There's me and me 5 mates, or me and 5 randoms against 5 other randoms. they have all the same operatives unlocked as we do. So we have a complete choice over which operatives we are taking into this encounter, and they have a choice of exactly the same operatives to take into this encounter. Is that a problem? No. That is actually the only possible fair way to play this game on a level playing field. But the addition of renown to unlock fucks up fairness, because what that does is the guys who've played this the longest or have paid money to unlock all the operatives, they have a bigger choice of better equipment, better abilities and traps than the guys who haven't unlocked all them operatives. So immediately you've got an imbalanced game. You have a completely imbalanced game. So the addition of renown is bad for gameplay. So why is it there? There's only one reason that it's there. It's because Ubisoft are fucking hoping, they are praying to the god of money that as you play this game, you get so fucking sick of playing the same character and doing the same maps over and over again to try and earn enough renown to unlock the guys that you want, that you'll just say, oh fuck it, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? There it is. Credit card 666. And that you'll go and buy it, so you're paying twice for the game. Now, call me fucking stupid,
Gladly.
but I think that's just wrong.
Again, this point really shows that he hasn't played the multiplayer aspect of this game at all. His big criticism here is that not having access to all of the operators is somehow unbalanced, and that the DLC operators are must-haves. However, if you really take a look anywhere, you'll find that absolutely nobody is complaining that the renown system is unbalanced, and if Ubisoft really was the greedy money grabbers he makes them out to be, they would have the DLC operators top all of the pick rate charts, and all of the new maps added each season would be locked behind a paywall. But no, it seems the business model for this game is that Ubisoft really want you to enjoy the game, so much so that you reach into your wallet and you support them by buying in-game cosmetics which have no bearing on the gameplay or development in any way.
It's an enjoyable game to play. Versus mode, I haven't got much footage of that simply because I played it a bit yesterday to get used to it. I mean, I haven't played the game since 2015. And I was supposed to be recording Versus today, but all the servers are down. And they've been down now for a couple of hours, and they're still not back up, and I'm struggling to get back in.
Well, it seems that he tried recording on the one day of planned maintenance that Ubisoft had put up, but did he really just say that he hasn't played the game since 2015 and he thinks it's fine to make a review on it? And through all of that, he has the gall to say that Ubisoft are the ones with poor and lazy business ethics.
But pretty much the guys who have the hundreds of hours into this are playing Versus. It's the game mode that you like. It's basically 5v5. When you're dead, you're dead. That's it. And it's very tactical, but again, it's imbalanced because the defending team will be allowed to create defences. Now, these defences range from turreted machine guns to shields and all kinds of traps, poisonous gas stuff, cluster bombs coming through walls. And yes, you guessed it, to get all these things, you have got to have either paid to win by unlocking them or paid and unlocked them with renown.
We've been through most of these points already, but I wanted to leave this part in because A, he genuinely thinks that the game is unbalanced because defenders get to put up defences. B, he actually described Fuse as a defensive operator. And C, he was able to tell all of this by playing 5 minutes on Bartlett University, where he got a total of 1 kill assist over 2 rounds.
So and the matchmaking's dreadful.
Hey, another point I actually agree with him on. The matchmaking recently has been absolutely god-awful.
Because there's not that many people playing it now as there was when it was launched.
Now that sounds like something someone would say if they were just assuming Siege had followed the same pattern as every other AAA game that's come out. But it turns out the active player base of Siege has over tripled in size since you last played.
Which is why they launched the $11.99 special base edition.
Of course they released the starter edition to bring in more players. That's how a business works. It allowed few of my friends to pick up and try the game without forking out for the full price. But once again, this game isn't dying. The player base is expanding and it's still growing to this day.
And then I look at this, you've got a handful of maps, 10 maps I think it is, with 3 game modes. Hostage, bomb, and kill everybody. I mean, fucking hell. You know, that's bare bones. That's really bare bones. And sadly, unless you're a diehard, this is going to get old. You know, you'll get your money's worth, I think. I think you will. I think you'll get your money's worth if you're into multiplayer. But if you are not into multiplayer, then you're going to seriously find this game boring.
Except there aren't 10 maps. There are 15 right now, and one's being added every 3 months. And I find it funny that the 3 game modes you refer to while discussing multiplayer are terrorist hunt game modes. But no, let's look at some other multiplayer games, shall we? Let's look at Counter-Strike. It has a competitive map pool of only about 8 and only 1 game mode, and yet it survived as one of the best competitive esports since like 2012, and that's ignoring CS 1.6 entirely. But if you're buying Rainbow Six Siege for the single player, then you've been severely misinformed. I think I'm going to cut the rest of the video off here, as he just continues to go on about how lacking a campaign makes the game horrible, while still continuing to ignore Rocket League or Counter-Strike, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Natural Selection 2, Day of Defeat, Overwatch, Heroes and Generals, Team Fortress 2, Paragon. The list goes on, really. The point of this video is not only just to try and get Worth a Buy to change how he reviews games in the future, but also to get him to honour a lot of what he says in the Patreon page that he has. He says himself that he was quickly getting fed up of biased reviews, sellout YouTubers and greedy DLC content, so he created Worth a Buy to offer the gamers some good honest truth, which really all flies in the face of what I saw in this video. He prides himself on not selling out to companies, but he'll happily enough lie to 785 Patreons so that it looks like he's sticking it to the man. That pretty much sums up my video, and you may be wondering why it's almost exactly the same length as Worth a Buy's video. Well, that's probably because a good 50% of the video is ranting about pay to win and the lack of single player, which was pretty easy to disprove, really. Anyway, cheers for the laughs, Mac.